Namaste, welcome you guys. So this is a practice that is entirely sun salutation based. So there's been a lot of requests for not necessarily a tutorial on sun salutations, but a breakdown of all the postures. So we're gonna take a couple minutes to just deconstruct each pose of this sequence. We're gonna work it in a sort of therapeutic way with some propping, and then we're just gonna flow. And we're gonna try to get through as many as we can in a row so that this can be a really great go-to practice when you don't have a lot of time, but you can get your heart rate up, and it's kind of like a cardio practice, but really being sound in our alignment. So we can't forget that this is called Surya Namaskar A. It is a sun salutation. This is a devotional practice to the beginning of the day, right? So can't forget that. Like the sun rises as you're doing this practice traditionally, right? So it is deep reverence to the gift that is this day that has been given to you. You are alive, you are breathing, you are here today. And this practice is just like a physical dance to celebrate the gift that is before you, which is today. Okay, inhale and stretch the arms up. We have Urdhva Hastasana. So your feet are sit bone distance apart and parallel. Parallel being base of the big second toe lining up with the center of your ankle. Base of the second toe, the one next to the big toe lining up with the center of the ankle. Inner thighs press back, tailbone roots down. You want to make sure you're not overarching your back, kind of like a gymnast who's just landed something. We don't want it to be that. So belly lifting in and up, back ribs full. This is our Urdhva Hastasana. Watch out for the shoulder blades shrugging too much. Tina's doing a beautiful job of not doing that. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, forward bend. So most of us have to bend our knees a little bit to forward fold. I want the fold happening at the pelvis, not at your upper back. So if you're one of these people that kind of rounds in this posture, to mitigate that, you bend your knees, lift the sitting bones up really high as you fold forward. You also might have to put your hands on blocks. Perfect adjustment for this posture. Steady your feet, squeeze your feet in, and press your inner thighs back and widen them apart. Uttanasana or Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. This is our Ardha Uttanasana. It's very different for everybody. Slide your hands up onto your shins so you can feel the more modified version. If you're locking in your knees, we're not in a good place. So there should be a little bend in your knees if you're hypermobile in your knees. Shift your weight a little bit further forward so you're not all the way back in your heels. Reach your chest forward. The arm bones like suck up into the shoulder sockets. The bottom tips of the shoulder blades loop forward into the heart. Now, if you can keep this big heart opening here and place your fingertips down on the floor, that's fine. You can be there. Heart open, collarbones broad. Now, this transition is essential. You're going to bend your knees, but keep your chest open as you plant your hands. And we'll start with the stepping back. Step one foot back, then the other foot back to plank. Your shoulders should be right over your wrists. The thighs are firm and lifted. Your belly is lifted, so you're not hammocking in the middle of your body. So the legs are working just as much as the shoulders are working. Your shoulder blades are firm on your back, okay? Lower forward and down for chaturanga. Your shoulders never go lower than your elbows. Never go lower than your elbows. Thighs firm, belly lifted. Now lower your pelvis down. Point your feet. You're already in cobra. You don't have to do anything. If you lift up more, by all means you lift up more, but your shoulders stayed in line with your elbows, and then once you're in your back bend, you choose to lift higher. You can see Tina's transition. Her hands are still a little forward of her elbows, so lower back down. Slide your hands back so your forearms are truly perpendicular, and then lift up. So that's something we're all always working on in that transition from plank to chaturanga, which is coming further forward so that the forearms stay perpendicular the whole time. Press back to downward facing dog through hands and knees or up through a plank back to down dog. Tina did that beautifully. So thighs back and downward facing dog. We have lots of down dog work on the site. I think we have at least one down dog tutorial up on the website. So tops of the thighs press back, your hands root down, forearms hug in, triceps hug in. The triceps hug in so that the biceps can broaden out, which is external rotation. And this is a really important point that doesn't get discussed very much, so that the spine of your scapula can broaden. The spine of your scapula is the top of your shoulder blade. That broadens as the bottom tips of the shoulder blades hug in. Your scapula is a triangle, so if the top widens out, the bottom's gonna hug in, okay? And that rotation in your arms is what helps achieve it. Take a big breath in. Okay. Now, most people transition at the bottom of the exhale, which is how I cue it. Exhale all the breath out. Step, step, or hop forward. You're hopping with no breath. That's at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold in. Now, many people will just rise before they inhale. I prefer to inhale and rise up. I find it helps regulate the blood pressure. You decide, either one is fine. And you might inhale here at the top. Exhale, hands to the heart, and lift your heart towards your thumbs. Release your arms. Now, many people travel to Urdhva Hastasana by stretching the arms straight out in front and up. Some do out to the side and up. Some fold forward through prayer. Any and all of those things are fine. Now, for the second time through, we'll move a little bit faster, but you're going to use blocks to really mark the transition from plank to chaturanga. So we'll place the blocks at their highest height, about shoulder distance, and I'll cue you once we get there. Inhale and stretch the arms up, either forward or out. Exhale out to the sides or through the center in prayer as you fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. We're in our Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Good. So lift and lengthen again, but you're going to plant your hands right behind the blocks with your middle finger coming right up against the block. Step, step back to plank. Now, the block is shorter than your forearm, most likely. It is, if you don't think it is, it probably is. So shift forward to your tippy toes and bend your elbows. Your shoulders shouldn't touch the blocks. And then you're either going to flip your feet for your upward facing or lower your pelvis all the way down for cobra. Pull the inner armpit, outer shoulder blade back. And back to downward facing dog. And for most of you, using the blocks is incredibly informative about how much we need to work the shoulders in that transition. Now, there's a few things in the transition from upward facing to down dog. So let's break those down. Shift forward to plank. Lower forward and down to chaturanga. Now, those of you who have a pelvis lifted, like Tina's going to do, you might push your feet back and flip over onto the tops of the feet at the same time, or like Tina just did, or you do one at a time. Just make sure you alternate one foot at a time. Now, for this transition, I really like working the core. Push your feet down, lift your pelvis up, lift your belly up, and then if you can roll over both feet at the same time, you do. If not, you do one at a time again, but making sure that you're alternating. That's nice and hard, okay? So we can call that, we just worked it twice, so we can call that, we've gone through basically four sun salutations. Now we're gonna flow. We're gonna take 2 or 3 continuing with the blocks, and then we're gonna just flow without blocks, trying to maintain all of the alignment. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step, step, or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen on the inhale, the heart is open. Forward fold, Uttanasana on the exhale. Inhale and rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step, step, or hop back all the way, land in chaturanga on your exhale. Land in that good alignment. Inhale into your back bend. Otherwise, you lower it on your exhale to chaturanga. Up and back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step, step, or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart, Samastiti. Inhale, stretch up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Plant your hands, step, step to plank or hop back chaturanga, but your exhale now is the chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend. Inner armpit, outer shoulder blade back. Use your feet to transition back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Step, step, or hop, feet to hands. So we're just in the flow. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. It's hard though. Inhale, rise to stand because you're holding yourself to really good alignment. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Remember the intention here. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Plant your hands, step to plank or hop back, hop to chaturanga, lower from plank. Inhale into your back bend. Downward facing dog. The intention that you are greeting the day with deep gratitude and reverence for the gift that is being alive in this moment, in this place, on this day. Bend your knees, look forward, step, or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen on the inhale, fold on the exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step to plank or hop chaturanga. If you're in plank, you exhale chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend and back to downward facing dog for a full breath in. Exhale, step, or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step, or hop back. Chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale into your back bend, Urdhva Mukha or Bhujangasana. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big breath in. Step, or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step, or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Bottom of the exhale, step, or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen and fold. Rise to stand. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Fold forward. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step, or hop back. Lower down, lift into your back bend, back to downward facing dog. Let's try to squeeze one more in. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step, or hop. Lengthen, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthen on the inhale. Plant your hands, step, or hop back. Come into your back bend. Downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Feel the shift in your body. Your heart rate is up. Maybe you're a little bit sweaty. Rest in a child's pose. Knees down, arms forward or back. It might feel good to do forearms alongside your shins, but you decide what feels best to you. And then make your way to a comfortable seated position. Sukhasana or Vajrasana or Virasana, whatever feels good to you. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Quite simply, this practice reminds us to have reverence for the day. And our sun salutations, it's good to remember where they came from. Sun salutations remind us to be grateful for the opportunity for this day. We literally salute the sun as it's rising with deep gratitude in our heart for being able to be witness to this day. We get a chance to live this day. Take a big breath in. Bow your head to your heart. Namaste.